Hello everyone, welcome to Bros Trove. Today we're going to be going over cleaning your BC9 upper from Bear Creek Arsenal. This is the 9mm, 5-inch, 4.5-inch, can't remember. And yeah, let's get started. So you are going to need 2 Allen keys. The sizes for those are going to be 5/32 and 3/16. Okay, so I've already started on this one back here. So the 5/32, I believe. Yes, the 5/32 is in here. And we just unscrew this and pop this out. We have the guide rod and the spring here. And you are also going to have to unscrew the charging handle off the bolt. And that is the 3/16. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and push our pins in. We got one pin here. And if you have trouble, I just use my little Glock tool here. And once we get the one, it should be easier to get the other. If not, just kind of give it a little punch here. Oops. Oh, that one's tight. Bear with me a sec. I may not need a mallet here, but I'll just use the back of the screwdriver. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, so now we have separated the upper from the lower. And the first thing we want to do is remove the bolts. Okay, so this gets a little messy, so I got gloves here. I'm just gonna go ahead and put on real quick. These are just your basic nitrile gloves for food handling. Nothing special. Okay, so what I use is I like to use Breakthrough. It's a great stuff here. It's nice solvent. And I always do two rags, 2 microfiber cloths. Excuse me. And what I end up doing is I just go ahead and saturate the bolt here with the solution or the solvent. Okay. Looks like my sprayer is faulted, so I may have some difficulty here, but yeah, I'm just kind of spraying that down. And then what I do is get my first rag and just kind of clear it off. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm a big fan of gun grease. So I use gun grease for everywhere where there is a lot of reciprocating metal on metal, and it just kind of mitigates a lot of that friction. You could do the same with oil, but firearms tend to get hot, and grease, in my opinion, is more resistant to heat than just oil. Oil can burn out pretty quickly, and grease is a little more resilient. Okay, so that's pretty much that. I have yet to take out the pin on this. I'll probably do that next time, but in case you needed to take out the pin, it's right here on this side, and the bolt and the firing pin should be coming out. Well, the firing pin will be coming out. You know what? Let me just do it now. Let me go get a hook for this. Okay. back here, I got my little hook tool. Just gonna pull this out. And as you can see, my firing pin just bolted out of there. All right, I brought this mallet just in case I'll need it later when installing that cotter pin. And again, I'm just kind of spraying where the firing pin goes. Spray the firing pin. And let's see. As far as getting inside the chamber of the firing pin, it might going to be a little difficult. I don't necessarily have a tool for that, but I'm sure if I just kind of soak it up with the solvent, it should be fine. So there we go. Now our firing pin is clean, and we can set that to the side. We have this here. It's kind of the rag there, and the other side. Okay. If you see here, there's a little debris on the very end of where the firing pin actually fires. So I'm just seeing if I could push the firing pin through there, if it'll clear that out. And yeah, it's good. Let me see if I can adjust this a little bit back so you can see a little more what's happening here. So again, just kind of this spray bottle is giving me grief here. And again, I'm just kind of using the pressure of the spray bottle to kind of clear that out, since I really don't have much to clean that with. And all right, and it looks like you can see right through it. I'm gonna angle this so you can see in the camera. Maybe you can't see it. Oh, just of course, as soon as I say that, it gets blocked off by the liquid. And there you are. So that's nice and clean. So now it's time to install the firing pin. So we got some oil here. Just kind of adding that there. And we're gonna go ahead and put that back into the bolt. And now we gotta find our cotter pin. And I can't remember which side it came off of. I don't really think it matters that much, so we're just gonna press it down with our finger, press down the firing pin with our finger, and just kind of insert that there. All right, so there you go. Now the bolt is clear and clean, lubricated from the inside. Okay. I'm not going into the full strip of the bolt. Typically you do that like every 5,000 rounds, and I barely have, I don't know, I don't want to say 5,000 rounds, but I do that every few thousand rounds, and I barely have even, I don't know, 500 rounds for this thing. So pretty much the only reason I'm cleaning this is because I am very particular about having lead in my safe, and if I can clean the carbon off of a firearm before I put it away, I'm going to do that. So now we go to the upper receiver, and I am just going to again saturate this with the cleaning solution. Okay, and then again down the barrel, and that's pretty much done there. So I'm gonna let that sit for a second. Now I have myself a bore snake or a bore rope, whatever you prefer to call it. These things are anywhere from 10 to 15 bucks. I suggest buying one. It just makes the job so much easier. And I'm just kind of feeding it through, making sure this is angled properly, feeding it through here, and just gonna run that. And Cool beans. All right, so now we've cleared that out and clear out where a traditional AR where the charging handle would be. It's just kind of in that groove up here. That's what I'm doing. Sorry, don't have the best camera angle for this, but hopefully down the line I can invest some more money into this channel. Okay, so that's pretty much nice and clear, nice and clean. Okay, now, so now I gotta clean this, the lower. So again, saturating it. Is this the proper way to clean a lower? Yes and no, depending on who you're asking. I'm doing it this way because I don't want to take the trigger out. So a proper cleaning, you would take the trigger out, but it's mil-spec, and putting those springs and those pins back in can be kind of frustrating. So I just don't want to deal with that frustration right now. And I just want to give it a decent clean, decent enough so I can put it in my safe and not worry about, you know, lead particles and carbon buildup. So next time I want to fire or want to shoot my my Bear Creek Arsenal, my AR9, I can do that with without having to worry if it's gonna malfunction because it's dirty. I'd much rather, well, I much not rather have it malfunction at all, but I much rather it be a malfunction based off of the mechanics as opposed to lack of maintenance, if that makes sense. I don't want it to be my fault. And I'm just kind of using my Glock tool here with a microfiber towel to just get in those grooves a little bit. Yeah. And wipe down. Okay, so now oiling. Oil the springs here on the trigger. And just gonna bring that back and put this on safe. And we're just about ready to install the upper again. Okay, so now that that's all cleaned up, now it's time for lubrication. So again, I'm a big advocate of using grease on this heavy bolt here. This bolt's gotta be, I don't know, 2 pounds. It's pretty heavy. So I'm gonna use some grease, which I have over here. And this is just some cheap grease I got from Walmart. And so I'm just gonna put this right here on the side. And just gonna spread with my finger. Okay. And then we have to insert it, but before I do that, I do feel a little more comfortable. Put a little oil, just so there's extra lubrication. I want it to cycle nice. And that's just a few drops. I've got the grease on there, so it should be good with that. And listen to that. You could hardly hear anything when it's sliding up and down. That's what you want. That's smooth. That's what you want. Okay. All right, so now we got to put this charging handle back on, and this is going to be the 5/30 seconds, I believe. I think that's what it was. Yeah, 5/30 seconds. And just give it a nice, once you get to some resistance, 1/8 of a turn. Doesn't take much to put that on there. Let me get this grease out of the way, get the oil out of the way, get this out of the way. Okay, so now for reinstallation. Again, I'm going based off of what's best from what I've done. And the best way to do it, in my opinion, is put the upper on first. Okay, let me see here. Send this bolt. Okay, so the reason why they suggest you putting the back end first, I have no idea, but I just find it extremely difficult to put the firing pin in there. Again, if you look on Bear Creek Arsenal's website or instructional video, they tell you to put this on first, and then you want to angle this in there. It's just a heap of mess. Don't do that. So, okay, we have this back piece kind of clean. Let's go ahead and lube up. Well, first let's clean this guide rod and spring. Okay, and let's put the spring back on there, lube it up. Okay, and now we put our, I don't know what to call this, end piece. It's not technically called the buffer plug because the buffer plug is already there. So I just don't know what to call that. But that's going to be your 3/16. And we're just going to, okay, we'll just angle this here so you see what's happening. Okay. And you don't have to put it on too tight, just enough. And function check. Okay, so do like a little more lube there. And all right, there you are. So there's cleaning of your Bear Creek Arsenal BC9. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day, and God bless.